This is underwater analysis of Connor Pierson's freestyle. So as we see, Connor can get that streamline a little bit tighter on the entry into the water. When his hands hit the water, they are not together. We want to make sure that we're already in a streamline before we get into the water. He recovers, gets those hands together, nice kick, good breakout. The head position starts pretty far down, but then picks up as he goes further down the pool. We want to make sure he's keeping that chin down, his eyes on the bottom of the pool. Okay. As we look at this turn, one of the things that Connor needs to work on is making sure he pushes off directly on his back. We can't see it very well here, but what we can see is when he pushes off the wall, which is right here, and he comes through those bubbles, he's already on his stomach. We want him to make sure that he's pushing off on his back and then rolling over onto his stomach before he starts to swim, okay? But after he flips. The most important thing that Connor can work on in his freestyle is his elbow placement. So as we see here, he does a good job early on of his stroke of keeping his hand below his elbow, okay? But once he gets to a certain point, he drops the elbow and lets it lead his hand through the rest of the stroke. As we can see right here, his elbow is further ahead of his hand in the stroke than it should be. If he keeps that hand ahead of the elbow, he's going to swim with more power, be able to use more of his bigger muscles, his lats and his pecs, and he's going to have a stronger, more powerful freestyle. So if we can focus in on making sure that that elbow doesn't drop and we lead the hand all the way through the stroke, he's going to swim with much more power. This is above water analysis of Connor Pierson's freestyle. So as we can see, Connor has a pretty good start here. Maybe dive out a little bit further. Good dolphin kicks, good breakout here. Pretty good elbow bend. Could maybe think about a little bit earlier hand placement. Okay, as we can see, when Connor gets his hand, his elbow is actually coming into the water before his hand. I'd like to see that hand enter before the elbow and then reaching out in front of him. So we want to make sure that this hand is leading the elbow into the entry of the pool. Okay. The other thing that we really need for Connor to focus in on is he snakes his hips a little bit. And what I mean by that is we can see here that as he's swimming down the pool, as he's rolling, he lets his hips go a little bit from side to side. And what we really need to focus on is making sure that we hit that middle line of our body and don't let our hips snake from it or our hands cross over the middle. Pretty good turn there, good breakout, does a nice job of not breathing off the wall. We can see that the right hand, the elbow's coming in a little bit before the hand, same with the left hand as well. So we want to improve that hand placement and maybe drop that head down a couple inches as well so it's more in line with the body. That's going to help us keep our hips up and stay more streamlined as we swim through the water. Overall, pretty good job.